Butterflies fill my spine, I feel myself getting hot again. Nerves rushing through my brain, yeah, they can't hear fire from the trees. You're standing by his side, red drops burning down your face. Getting real close now, baby. Holy fuck, I feel it with you. I lose self-control. Now I found that you're not one to hear me now. You got me on my knees begging for your lady. And like a fool to stand around and let you blame me. And I'm riding in the sky to the heavens like an
Hi, my name is Leo Connors, and welcome to the Ring and All Other Sports. I got a returning guest a week later. No, I'm just kidding. Mike Skyros.
Brought the same clothes back and everything.
Oh, me too. I did the same.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah.
So I did hear from Ben Carcieri.
Yeah.
Wants to know what is the difference between the New England scene and the New York wrestling scene?
New England, I think it's a couple things. New England, I think there are a lot more schools out here, and
Yeah.
I believe that creates more parity. So I believe there's crossover, but the Connecticut scene is different than the Maine scene, is different than the Vermont and the Massachusetts, et cetera, et cetera. So I think there's parity there. In New York, there are 4 reputable schools, in my opinion.
Right.
And that's where most of the talent comes from. And like you'll say you're a Syracuse guy, you're a Binghamton guy, you're a Buffalo or Rochester guy, and that's most of it.
Right.
So I think that especially too, so in New York, the athletic commission is very strong.
Okay.
In New England, it varies by state. Some places there are no commission, some places it's light,
Right.
et cetera, et cetera. But I think the commission plays a big part of it, especially because it factors so much into the cost, which obviously extends to how much you are able to spend on talent.
Right.
So it trickles down in that way. But I hope that's a good answer.
No, that is good answer. Now, in New England, if I'm not mistaken, New Hampshire you're supposed to need a license for, correct?
I believe so.
I don't know about any of the other states.
Yeah.
I really don't. All right. I've been wanting to talk to you about this guy since we first sat down. You wrestled the great Minoru Suzuki.
I sure did.
Who beat the crap out of Oscar in a match. And I mean, I'm sorry, but he beat her.
Oh, yeah.
Like she owed him money.
Yeah.
Or turned him into the police.
Yeah.
Because that was a brutal beating.
Yes.
How'd it go for you? Was it, what, did he beat you up too?
Well, I mean, my face is still mostly intact, but man, this match is the thing I get asked about the most, but it is also my favorite thing to talk about.
Is it?
I will never get sick of talking about it. And it was an incredibly positive experience.
Nice.
I can't speak for anybody else, but I did check in with Daniel Garcia, who wrestled him, and I just asked him, like, hey, what was your experience like? And mine was very similar. Suzuki is very professional. He is much more giving than I would have expected. And it's wild because this is the same Minoru Suzuki who fought Bas Rutten.
Right.
Wild.
Yeah.
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 I wrestled a guy who fought Bas Rutten.
Yeah.
Competitively, like insane.
Yeah.
But I just remember there was a billboard in town. He was sharing, like even the small act of sharing the post, letting us know that he cared about the match was very cool because names of various hierarchy in wrestling, sometimes they don't care. Sometimes, or at least it doesn't seem like they care.
Right.
He cared.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And he had gotten a nasty concussion like a week and a half before the match.
Really?
And we weren't sure if he was going to show up. And I remember the office reached out to him. And he's like, nope, I'll be ready to go. I'm looking forward to being in New York. Cool.
Wow.
And he showed up, and I remember vividly I'm sitting in the far corner. The entrance is across from me. And I hear the music that I'd heard so many times on tape. I watched him walk out. And I don't always have vivid memories of things that happened in the match, but I remember that. I'm like, this doesn't feel real.
Right.
And I held my own.
That's awesome.
I was not able to kick out of the Gotch pile driver.
Not many people
Not
have.
many have.
Not many have.
He got me that night, but man, it was so cool. Because I was going to ask him for a picture afterwards.
Right.
I don't care
Gotta.
at this point.
You have to.
He asked me for a picture.
Did he
was
really?
He's like, yeah, us take a picture? I'm like, yes, please.
Nice.
And we did a face. He posted on his Instagram account, and he had nice things to say there. He had nice things to say to the promoter, Booker, and he had nice things to say to me personally, which he didn't have to. He could have,
Right.
like figuratively run me over with a car, pile driven me. I would have been like, that was an incredible experience. But getting to have a photo of me like chopping Minoru Suzuki or throwing a punch at Minoru Suzuki is definitely something I'm not shy about crowing about for the rest of my career. It's something I carry with me every time.
Now, I have no relationship with Minoru Suzuki, so you saying all these things, that's awesome that he's like that, because I would have thought he wouldn't have been like that, just because when you see his persona, he just looks so serious all the time. Do you know what I mean?
And he is. He's very serious about making sure things happen a certain way.
Right.
But I know that guy, that super ruthless guy from years past, is still right there below the surface. I remember I had him in a clinch. I was trying to control him, and he broke and he hit me with a quick shot. And I'm sure it was just instinct, but he hit me directly in the liver. I very literally, if he had hit me 10% harder, I would have thrown up or passed out, and I'm not exaggerating.
Oh, I hear you. Yeah. No, liver punch is the worst. Mickey Wood throws the best.
Yes.
Boxer, he throws the best. Mickey's incredible. Best left hook in the business, and said by all these legendary announcers.
Yes,
you know,
of
gotta
course.
love that. Lowell, Massachusetts, baby.
Yes, sir.
All right, how about let's go back to some of the guys you've worked.
Yes.
I know you wrestled Bill Collier
Oh my
in
God.
ICW.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
First of all,
Bill's talented, man.
Have you seen what he's been doing in TNA?
No, I haven't.
Bill
I haven't watched TNA in a while.
So Bill Collier is in TNA. He was just at Bound for Glory. He is a member of Mustafa Ali's team.
Oh, okay.
He is Agent Zero. So you've seen him. He's a big, imposing guy, and he's gotten himself. He was in incredible shape before, and somehow he's like, I can get in even better shape.
Really?
Shredded right now. Veins popping out. I'm not gonna glaze his physique too much, but he looks incredible.
Right.
And he got on TNA, and he has been killing it in TNA.
Nice.
He was beating up our buddy Eddie Edwards. He was diving over the top like The Undertaker. Everyone's like, whoa, where's this guy been?
Yeah.
He's only been killing it in New York, PA, Canada, everywhere else for the last 20 years or so. But Bill Collier is a guy, again, I wanted to get in the ring with for the longest time since I saw him in Buffalo. And I finally did around 2020, 2021. And I've been in the ring with him probably 6 or 7 times since.
That's awesome.
Again, another guy, I try to, even though I'm, in terms of years and number of matches, I've had a lot of those behind me, but I still try to approach things as a student. And when I'm in there, especially with someone like him that's really been around the block a lot, I learn something every time.
Right.
He can do it all. He can talk. He's big. He's strong. He's fast. He's agile. He does all of his moves with precision and technique. And he's someone that is personally inspiring to someone. I'm in my 30s now.
Yeah.
A lot of that gets held against you because there are guys that are really young having a lot of success in wrestling now, which is really cool. That wasn't me. It took me a long time to really get the hang of it.
Right.
But to see someone who's put in work for so many years finally get recognized for his efforts, it keeps me going a little bit more.
Nice. Now, I think how you had just said, like you're wrestling with Bill, and you had more matches than him.
No. I just have more matches than a lot of the people I wrestle.
Oh, okay.
I'm a more tenured guy compared to like the field.
Oh, well, I was just going to say that you're probably going to learn every day in wrestling.
Yes.
I mean, till you're done wrestling,
Absolutely.
you're going to learn.
Yes.
All right. That's what I kind of meant. All right.
Okay.
How about Marquise Wildcard
Oh man.
and Kevin Beru? Beru?
I think it's Baru.
Beru, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not so good with the French accent, but I wrestled for a promotion called 1, 2, 3 Lot I believe I'm saying it right, out of Montreal.
Yeah.
First of all, such a pleasure to get to wrestle and then hang out in the city of Montreal. I love it. I can't wait to go back. I'm about to be bugging them specifically a lot to return. Beautiful city, great to walk around. It reminds me a little bit in terms of walkability of like Boston, like downtown. I really love walking around the city. But in terms of the wrestling, those two guys, I was in a match with them. My first time appearing in this company in Montreal, and man, those guys worked super hard. They really brought it. What I've noticed with, not to group them all together, but a lot of the Canadian guys, there's so much less in terms of volume wrestling that goes through there.
Right.
So every chance they're in front of an audience or in front of the camera, they're like, this is my chance. This is my time to shine. I'm going to throw everything I have at it. And I respect the hell out of that.
Nice.
And Marquise is a guy that he throws a lot of different stuff at me in terms of his athleticism. He can jump through the roof. He jumped off the top turnbuckle. And I feel like I heard the noise of, but he's really cool, really charismatic, has a really fun presentation to himself. And Kevin is a guy, it's very easy to make this comparison, and I almost feel bad for doing it, but he reminds me of a Kevin Steen to where he's a couple inches taller, and he's a big imposing guy,
Right.
but he can do all these athletic things that you wouldn't necessarily expect, and it was really impressive to see up front. And he gave me a D'Lo Brown Sky High Spine Buster, and I felt like I almost went into orbit. I was like up in the rafters. It was incredible. But two guys I think people should look up if you're not familiar. Very cool guys.
Okay, now I had the Mullet Man in jobs here, and they said they worked in Canada. Is that through how you got to that company? Did you get through there through Green Mountain?
No, I reached out to them directly, but ironically, I wrestled at Green Mountain the night before. So a lot of the areas that Green Mountain runs out of are right over the border from Canada. So I'm sure those guys have made those connections on their own, but it was cool. We stayed overnight in Montreal, visited the city. It was great.
That's awesome. All right. How about, I know you wrestled the magnificent Marcos. I had him on my show, but I had the wrong one. I had Marco Santiago. Or I think that's his name.
That's him, yeah.
No, there's two of them. Trust
Really?
me, I did not have the magnificent Marcos on the show. I thought I was booking him, but I had the wrong one.
I have the most experience with Santiago.
Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're both Marcos Santiago, but the magnificent Marcos is also like Marcos Santiago, but then there's another guy that just wrestles as Marcos Santiago.
Okay.
And they're both from New England.
I'm going to reference him as, at the time, he was long-standing Texas Strength Wrestling champion.
That's the
Marco
one.
Santiago.
That's the one.
A guy who works really, really hard. A guy that I remember when I first started having matches with him. He's a guy, he's like, I thought this was a great professional compliment. He's like, man, I really want to work hard to keep up with you. And I'm like, man, you're the champ. Like, you have the crowd in the palm of your hand. I'm trying to work hard to catch up to you. You have what I want. You have the championship.
Yep.
And he's a guy that he really did a lot for me in the ring in terms of, again, being generous, putting himself out there, making sure I look good as the challenger, as the guy chasing him. So I'm very thankful for him.
And he looks good too.
He's super great shape.
Yeah,
Jacked.
jacked.
Yeah, always good.
All right, how about, I guess you wrestled this guy in Green Mountain, Ultimo Ant. Is he related to the Chikara Ants?
Yes.
He is.
Yes.
Okay.
Same colony.
All right.
But he's a gentleman I've run into in Pennsylvania and Vermont, which is very funny to me.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of the Chikara guys have branched off to Pennsylvania, but he's made a name for himself in Vermont. But he's a guy I've learned a lot from in terms of, a lot of the Chikara guys were, but he is a very big student of Lucha Libre, like traditional Lucha Libre.
Right.
And he is someone I've been in the gym with at the Worldwide Dojo in Bristol, PA, Cheeseburger School.
Okay.
And both through the Lucha camp that he runs and then just informally, I've learned a lot of techniques, holds, moves, things that I would not have learned from other people from him. And I'm very grateful for that because I am not, I'll be the first person, I'm not a high flyer. It's not my forte. It's not what I'm good at. But I love Lucha Libre. I love high flyers. I've been getting into a lot of the old school AAA, CMLL and I found different people that I've liked from there, and it's a really cool like other world I've gotten to
Right.
really get into at this point in my career. So I'm very thankful for him for showing me a lot of that.
That's awesome. Now, the AAA, I can't believe WWE bought him.
It's wild, dude.
The clown thing, I'm trying to get a grasp of. There's like 4 or 5
Yes.
of them or something like that. And I think they're all in. Are they all in like the same faction together?
I know Pagano and Psycho Clown
And
tag
Dave?
a lot together. Yes.
They're all together,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Dave the clown. I think
Yes.
they call
Yes.
him.
Yes.
I wonder how we get that name. Just his name must be Dave. I don't
Just
know.
must be Dave.
It's pretty funny though.
It is.
All right. How about this guy, man, Dan DeMann. Not a nice guy. Just at least he doesn't seem to be a nice
Very
guy.
polarizing individual.
Yes.
I have had my moments where I've been very angry with Dan DeMann, and he knows what I'm talking about. It happens. Things happen in the ring. But Dan DeMann, I cannot take anything away from him.
No, he's talented.
He has absolutely, especially in that test of strength sphere,
Right.
has the crowd in the palm of his hand every time. You can look at him and think, when you have people like Ichiban and Sammy Diaz flying off the walls,
Right.
pinballing all over the room, how does a guy like Dan DeMann stand out? He does, and he does it as effectively as anyone that has walked through his
Right.
doors. On the microphone, he is almost
Yeah.
untouchable.
Oh, he's incredible on the mic. He is.
And even when he doesn't have the microphone, he will make sure he has something to say in the ring,
Yeah.
whether it's to the audience or to the wrestlers. And a very unique character at Test of Strength, and someone I enjoy watching what he does.
Another guy, in a way, underrated in New England.
Yeah.
I really believe that.
Yeah.
I mean, Dan DeMann has been around a long time.
Yes, he has.
And very talented. And the Texas Test of Strength crew is great.
Yes.
They really are. And Sammy has been killing it.
Yeah.
Ichiban, Slick and Bobby, man. Gotta love them.
Yeah.
I've known Slick for 25, 26 years.
Yeah, Slick has done a lot for me professionally. I'm very thankful for him. I haven't been able to pop my head in Test of Strength in a while. I hope to at some point here.
Yeah.
But man, professionally, that guy's done so much for me, and I'm really thankful for him.
Yeah, great guy. How about this guy's no relation to me, Chael Connors.
Chael Connors, he's a guy out of New York that I wish would branch out more.
Yeah.
I would love to see, I tell him this to his face all the time. I would love to see him out here in New England. I think he would do incredibly. Super athletic guy, a guy with a lot of fire.
Yeah.
A guy that I think could do really well working with guys like him and Channing Thomas would be incredible.
Right.
Him and Richard Holiday would be incredible. Him and Ichiban or Alec Price, which I know him and Alec, I believe, have mixed it up.
Oh, have
maybe
they?
in
Yeah.
tag matches, but incredible. He's a guy that I've really gotten to watch his whole career
Right.
in upstate New York. I just was in the ring with him at the end of September for Flex Wrestling. A guy that brings a lot of different things to the table. I think he's only just scratching the surface of what he can do. I'm super impressed with him, and I hope he doesn't limit himself and he makes the most out of what he can do, because I think he's great.
That's awesome. I'm going to start saying you're my cousin, Chael Connors. No, just joking. But how about Mike Swanson? You wrestled him at SMW.
Oh, man.
Do you remember Mike?
A million years ago.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the match. Was this 2019?
I would say it's around that, yeah, from where I have it written down in the notebook.
Was it a four-way?
It could have been a 4-way.
I believe it was a four-way. I don't think if I remember right, I don't think we touched much in that match, to
No.
be honest.
Okay.
So,
That's fine. How about Corey Jackson?
Corey Jackson, I could do the rest of this podcast
Yeah,
about Corey
yeah.
Jackson. Corey Jackson, I've got to see his entire wrestling journey, and he's a guy, man, I wish people would invest more in him, because in my opinion, he has all the tools. If you see a picture of him, looks great, has a great look, can talk, can wrestle. He has a very old school style. I always compare him to a Ricky Steamboat, to where
Okay.
he is athletic, but he's not a flip guy. He's as strong as anyone I'm in the ring with, but he can jump as high, and he's as fast as anybody I'm in the ring with. He's a part of a tag team called Black and Yellow.
Okay.
Crowd goes electric in New York every time they come out. He has gotten, both individually and as a tag team, some of the biggest live reactions I have ever heard
Really?
in my career. There was a moment at Immortal Championship Wrestling. I'm sitting on the top turnbuckle. There's a gentleman named Maddock from Rochester who was about to presumably superplex me through the table that's behind him.
Yeah.
Corey Jackson runs in for the save, power bombs that dude through the table. The crowd comes unglued. There are women literally screaming in the audience.
Nice.
And that momentum wasn't capitalized on. It bumps me out.
Right.
But love Corey, man. I think everyone should check him out, see what he's up to.
right.
He's a guy that's really caught on in Green Mountain as well.
Oh, excellent. All right. How about this guy, young, up and coming? Actually, he's not that young. LSG. He's young, but he's not that young. He's been around about a decade, probably.
He's been around the block.
Yeah.
I've known informally LSG.
Talented, man.
Yes, very. Since probably about 2008 or 9.
Right.
We used to have some of the same mutual friends, and then he took off from the Monster Factory and then from doing things with Ring of Honor.
Right.
And I've only gotten to share the ring with him once, and it
Really?
bothers me. And we had a really
Excite.
cool match at Excite, yeah. And I've been asking everyone I can to get me back in the ring with this guy because I think he's super talented.
Yeah.
And personally, just a guy I like being around. A guy that when I collaborate with him, we have really good chemistry. And I don't always have chemistry with someone at first, but he's someone that in the ring I had chemistry with him instantly.
Right.
And I would like to see what we could do with more at-bats.
Excellent, excellent. That's Leon St. Giovanni, right? That's what this name
The
is.
one and only.
Yeah, the one and only. All right, how about Jesse V? You wrestled him in Ottawa, Ontario,
man.
Canada for RXW.
Did you see any of the clips?
No, I didn't.
He's a wild man. So this guy's probably like 6'3", probably like 280, super jacked, a million tattoos, mohawk, comes out there in like ripped up jeans and super intimidating guy. But
Sounds it.
flies all over the ring, picks up a keg and like hits you with it. Like insane. And again, I think like a Beyond Wrestling or a Limitless Wrestling would go crazy for this guy.
Right.
But he's a guy that I wrestled him, and he was so generous. He was so giving, like to help make sure that I look good. Because when you're someone, the things he was doing, the top rope stuff and then the strength stuff, he deadlifted me with one arm.
Yeah.
Like he can impress all on his own, but he made sure that I got over. He gave me this move it looks disgusting when I watch it back. He superplexed me. There were 6 chairs set up in the middle of the ring and I on the chairs. And I don't know how I didn't snap my back in half. Insane, but dude, I think very highly of, and check him out.
Yeah,
look him up,
definitely
you'll
got to
see.
check. It's a bunch of guys I'm going to check out after I brought him up to you.
Yeah.
How about you wrestled Mike McCarthy at New World Wrestling Extreme?
I sure did.
Mike,
A long time ago.
Wow, man.
Dude, I got a lot of love for Mike, man. Mike's a good dude, and a lot of people have different opinions on him for whatever reason. I think Mike is a salt of the earth, sweetheart of a guy.
Yep.
I might text him later after this interview, actually. But Mike is a dude. Brute Van Slyke was the first person to really bring me on the road, a guy I have a lot of love for that's done so much for me. And one of the first places he brought me was New England Championship Wrestling for Mr. Sheldon Goldberg, who has been very cool to me, incredible guy, has done a lot. And I was just in the locker room and I watched, I believe it was Mike and Slick Wagner Brown wrestling, and I was so impressed. I'm like, man, I like this guy's style. Like, he throws the hard-hitting strikes, and he does the submissions, and I like his presentation. You know, again, my family grew up in Massachusetts, so like seeing like the Bruins theme stuff and all that, I love it. But Mike is a guy, like once I started being on shows with him, I'm like, man, I really like your work. I would love to mix it up with you, because we were in different New England locker rooms, but also New York Championship Wrestling out of like the Utica area in New York. He was a mainstay for a few shows.
Wow.
And he got over. I'm like, I kept telling the promoter, like, man, let me get in there with Mike. I would love to mix it up with Mike. And I never got to until years later. And it was really cool to be in the ring with him. And it was one of those things, without getting too inside baseball, the trajectory of the match changed because him and I both agree we always do the match for the crowd. We don't do the match for ourselves.
Right.
So I don't know how consistently Mike wants to wrestle, because he goes in and out to his own admission.
Yeah.
And
He hasn't been back in a while.
yeah, I would love to have a match for ourselves somewhere. But I got a lot of love from Mike. He's a great dude.
Mike's a great guy. Last time I had him on, he was really giving the wrestling thing a go, like 100%.
Yeah.
And then within like a month, he was back in the bands.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And whatever he does, I'm always going to support him. Love
Absolutely.
Mike. Mike's phenomenal wrestler,
Yeah.
great musician.
Yeah.
All right. How about the Greek god, Papadon?
Man, he's a guy. He held the Immortal Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. I believe it was like 1,000-something days. It was a lot.
Right. That's
The
good,
pandemic.
man.
It's good. You had the pandemic to help you, so you know. But again, he was the top villain
Yep.
at Immortal, and I took the championship from him, and
Nice.
that was a big moment for me.
For sure.
I had a lot of momentum going into it, but that really stamped me at Immortal. And he's a guy, you have to earn everything in the ring with him.
Right.
But I don't say that as a slight at him.
Right.
He's a guy that, again, I learned a lot from wrestling, and I really had to be on my game. I got no easy passes with him, and I can look back at those matches and I'd be like, okay, I worked for everything I got in those matches, and I'm thankful for that.
Nice. And he's been around over 20 years, too.
He absolutely has.
That's why I like it. That's why he's the Greek god.
Yes.
How about Tyree Taylor? I did not know you wrestled him, but you wrestled him at Wrestling Open.
Yeah, we've been in the ring together once at Wrestling Open. A guy I've always gotten along with, a guy that is
Impressive looking dude.
super impressive, super creative wrestling mind. And I'll tell you what, though, when he gives you that power bomb or he gives you that lariat, you feel it. He puts
yeah.
everything into it. But again, that's the kind of wrestling I like. I don't want people to hold back and give me like a powder puff shot.
Right.
I want you to bring it. But I was really glad I was able to mix it up with him at Wrestling Open, even though, a lot of those matches end up on the shorter side just because there's so much packed into the show.
Yeah.
But I was glad we get to mix it up for a few minutes. I would have felt like something was missing if I didn't get that opportunity.
Right. Okay. How about Matt Mikowski?
Oh my God, dude. I think it's funny he's going by Matt Mako now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I like Mikowski. I don't know. I always thought we referenced Ivan Putski earlier.
Right.
I don't know. I think the Polish names have a certain feeling to it that I think is good. But Matt, man, as legit as they come.
Right.
And he was in, I believe it was Strikeforce.
Yes.
And black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm sure
Legit
some other
tough
discipline.
dude, man.
Yes. Nicest dude you'll run into in the locker room, which I'm sure he has. No one can really mess with him on that level. You're not going to beat him up.
No.
To a certain level. Yeah, the match is going to happen how he wants it to.
Right.
If Matt Mikowski decides he wants to turn left, you want to turn right, you're turning left.
Yeah, you're definitely turning left.
But I was really glad I got to. I'm a fan of his work.
Right.
I'm a fan of what he does in the ring. I'm a fan of how he blends his styles and the incredible things he's able to do. And I feel bad because I feel like he had so much momentum before he got injured, and then it's taken him a while to work back, but he's as good now, if not better than ever. And I hope people are able to look beyond because the blood sport stuff he does is awesome, and I love that, but I think he can bring so much to a card. I hope he gets to wrestle everywhere.
Excellent. So listen, I wanted to talk to you. You were in a 6-way match, and it was you, Travis Jacobs, Joseph Alexander, Sammy Diaz, Keith Youngblood, and Frosty, Ryan Frost.
Yes, sir.
That match must have been really good.
It was wild. I think that was my last time at Test of Strength.
Really?
Either that or maybe one after it, but a couple guys I have a lot of history with, and a couple guys that, at least in ring, I didn't have a lot of history with. So I'll start with Keith.
Yeah.
Keith, I wrestled him as part of the Suplex Files at the time, which
Really?
we referenced in the previous episode, at Sheldon Goldberg's New England Championship Wrestling.
Adrenaline rush.
Yes. And I wrestled him and Dan.
Yeah.
And those guys were so cool to us because, we were still very, very green at the time, and we had a lot to learn, and those guys really helped us out, and they were super cool to work with and, super nice guys. I like both of them a lot. And Keith has branched out more. Dan did a lot of good things with, big-time wrestling in front of huge crowds. Which is awesome. I was really happy to see that for him. But Keith has branched out more to doing more independence, more widespread. And he's someone that he was always on my short list of I wanted to do stuff in the ring with him, have matches. We got to tag for a little bit. we never really got that singles match to this day.
Oh, really?
We did. I made sure we ended up in the ring together in this 6-way, and we did a couple sequences together, which was cool. But I'm still looking for that one-on-one with him. He's a guy that, again, I think a lot of as a human being, but I also think a lot of as a professional. He's a guy that has gotten himself over on some big stages, and he's had to earn it. Like wrestling guys like Dan Moff, who, again, talk about earning it. That dude does things the right way, and he makes sure you earn every inch you get in the ring with him. And those matches were just impressive to watch, the fight that Keith brought to those matches. So I have a lot of good things to say about him. Sammy, incredible professional. I could wrestle him every day of the week. I've gotten to mix it up with him in a bunch of different ways throughout the years. We had a singles match that I really enjoyed from Legacy is Timeless Wrestling maybe a year and a half ago.
Okay.
We had a 3-way match at Blood, Sweat, and Tears Wrestling with myself, him, and Aaron Rourke for the championship.
Wow.
I love that match. It's one of my favorite matches I've ever had. Both those guys are incredible. So there's a reason Sammy's killing it everywhere he is.
Exactly.
I'm trying to think who else. Frosty. Man, what a great dude.
Yeah.
What a salted guy.
Yeah, for sure.
A pleasure to have in every locker room. Will do anything you ask. If you ask him to set up the ring, he'll be happy to do it. If you ask him to main event, he'll be happy to do it. Gives maximum effort. He's a guy that, he's a little bit of an older dude.
Right.
And he could kind of rest back on his laurels or not work as hard as he does, but he works really hard and he's always trying to get better, which I really respect. Who else was in that match?
Travis Jacobs.
Travis, like, sweetest dude ever.
Yeah.
Super, like, big, strong athlete. Super well trained out of the Monster Factory. I would like to see him more places. I think he has a lot to offer. Also a guy I ran into at this is a band I'm wearing, Spear Box. I ran into him at that concert in Philadelphia because he's local to there, and he's someone I always enjoy getting the chance to speak with outside of wrestling as well.
Okay, and the last guy in the match was Joseph Alexander. Well, besides himself.
Man, the A-game. I love what a role he's on.
Yeah.
Especially out here.
Yep.
And he's not a New England guy. He's a New York guy.
Is he a New York guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was Connecticut. Wow.
He was trained out of Logan Black School with Quessy and Angelo. I don't know why I blanked. Sorry, Angelo. He was trained out of that school, and I first saw him at Pro Wrestling Grind. I'm like, man, he was not even a year in at the time, and this guy was already so good. I've just watched him level up over the years, and he's going to take over. He's going to get signed somewhere, and I can't wait to mix it up with him in the ring again. He's a guy that I have super good chemistry with. He's a guy that can approach wrestling from a lot of different angles in terms of the tools he brings to the table. So everyone out here is already watching him, but keep watching him.
Exactly. All right. Let's see. You mentioned that you wrestled at the El Mundo festivals. Fenway.
I did.
Now, how many times did you get to do that? 2 or 3?
3.
3.
Yeah.
Can you take us through like the first time? Do you can you put them in order?
Yeah. The first time was, I might get them mixed up.
That's
I know
okay.
the first one I got for sure.
Right.
Again, I'm a homer in terms of New England.
Yep.
And getting to wrestle where the Sox play, whoa.
Right.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Being in the locker rooms and seeing like all the memorabilia around us, I'm like, oh man, it doesn't get much cooler than that. And I remember the first card and all the cards, there's like 20 something matches on there. So it's a marathon. But it was myself and I believe it was myself and Kevin or myself. It was Killer Instinct. It was one of the forms of Killer Instinct, and we were in a tag team gauntlet match. And that was wild. And as many gauntlet matches, when you have that many moving parts, things go off the rails a bit.
Right.
But I was really happy we were able to pull that track back onto the rails, and that was really cool. But man, short of like getting really injured or anything, it was going to be a positive day. I had so much fun. The last time the most recent time I didn't get to wrestle.
Really? Because we
timed out.
Yeah.
I was sitting in the stands. I know we might talk about him at some point, but Grasso was supposed to be in my match.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that was the first time I would have worked with Grasso.
Right.
We ended up wrestling later, but our match didn't even happen. I remember we were at the end of it, and they were trying to just get everyone on the card, and at a certain point, it's like, it's done. The festival's done.
Yeah.
But, man.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, what do you mean it's over?
Yeah, shout out to everyone involved for getting those shows to happen because they got Bo Douglas especially tried to get as many people as he can on those cards. And he didn't have to do that. He could have made it an 8-match card and be like, you're out. Get the bricks. But shout out to Bo
and Dante
Douglas.
Luna, man. They did
another awesome guy.
Great things. And like you said, though, the first couple shows, they had like 20-something matches. They gave them more time.
Yeah.
They gave them a little less time, and they didn't know. That was the problem this past year. But wow. So what about the second time you were there? Because that was the last time, right? You didn't get to wrestle.
Yeah, I want to say it was in another... I don't remember if I was in a tag team match or a singles. I'm really blanking on it.
That's all right. That's fine. Don't worry about it. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. How about I know you wrestled Ike. No, Ike, Sully Banger, and Tim Lennox, and took on you, the Alpha Squad, and yourself, and Riddick, I think too. Right?
Yeah, that was the first one. Yeah, because we worked through. I think that was the first team we worked through. But yeah, dude. It's funny because like I'll see Ike around now, and he's completely different presentation. It's Brahim now, I believe.
Yes.
And I'm just glad he's still out, you know, doing his thing. I think you get it too because you've been a fan of wrestling for a long time. It gets to a certain point where you see certain guys around. It doesn't matter like necessarily what they're doing. I'm like, oh man, I'm just happy to see you here. It's someone from my past, and the more I go forward, the more like new people in the locker rooms, which a lot of them are really cool, but you can't replace like that familiarity.
Right. And I actually had Ike on the show, and it was awesome, man. I think he does like jujitsu or something too, you know. So he's pretty involved in that.
Yes.
So great guy though. Ike.
Yes.
What about Sully Banger?
Sully.
Do you remember Sully?
I do remember Sully. Super cool guy, super nice to me, and I know he's been going through a lot, and my heart goes out to him. And I've really been inspired in a positive way by how he's handled the different things going on in his life. Not to get too down,
I hear you.
But I really have a lot of admiration for that dude.
And how about Timmy Lennox?
Dude, I love Tim. Tim is hilarious.
Has he been wrestling lately? Do you know? I haven't heard his name in a while. That's why I'm asking. He was a talented kid.
He was. I think life just took him in a different direction, and he prioritized other things other than wrestling. But he was a guy I was always happy to share the locker room with. I loved the metal thing. I love all the headbanging stuff. Like I thought. Because I'm a rock guy, that kind of stuff always gets me. I really enjoyed watching him, whether I was in the ring with him or on the card with him.
Have you ever heard of Timmy Thunder?
I've been on cards with him, but
Timmy Thunder, Channing Thomas. That was his first name.
Yes,
and we teased.
Like, where do I know that name from?
Me, Dan, Terry, and Brent Vicala were like, it was so funny. They were like making fun of Timmy Thunder, and look at him now,
killing it
everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
Working with Sidney Bacabella.
Love Sidney Bacabella.
You know, Sidney, only guy that's ever been thrown out of this studio and told to never come back. But I got new producers, so maybe someday we can work on it and get him back in here.
I can't say enough good things about that dude.
That's WWE Hall of Fame. I mean, I love his picture of him and Andre playing cards.
I'm jealous he got to meet Andre.
Me too. And he played cards.
Yeah.
Incredible. No, but Joey's phenomenal.
Joey's the best, dude. He's always been there to. I've talked to him about a bunch of different stuff, like in and out of wrestling, and he's always been there to listen. And he gives a unique perspective every time, which I always appreciate.
Right. How about Joey Jol?
First of all, what a sweetheart of a guy.
Yeah. And what shape he's in, too.
Yes.
And he runs good couple of businesses, too.
Yes.
Food businesses.
Yes. I always think of every time I come out here, because, every time I see him on a show, he's like, oh, if you're ever in Boston, you need somewhere to stay, hit me up. And sometimes I'm like, man, this drive's kind of long. Maybe I do hit him up.
You should.
Or maybe
office.
Get a workout in or something. But
great guy.
Yes. Always love running into him on the cards. I love seeing the success he's been able to have all over the world.
Right.
And just a face I'm always happy to see, man. A very positive dude.
Nice. How about, you wrestled him at Test of Strength. Congo.
Oh my God. What year was that?
That was 2018?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Or 19?
I'm trying to remember what year. Kicked my ass for sure.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Doing better.
Yeah.
Doing better.
I don't know him super well personally, but he was intense in the wrestling ring. But again, like I said, I like that.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, how about this guy's been in the news a lot lately. Just incredible.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could learn a lot from it being in the ring with, I'm sure.
Yes. When he is locked in,
You're right.
so much knowledge to offer. I've actually wrestled him. It was in a 3-way match at Immortal in New York,
Yeah.
where they crowned their very first Dippin' Donuts sponsored 24/7 champion, because WWE did a 24/7 championship,
Right.
so now everybody else is.
of
But
course.
it was fun. I had a lot of fun with it, and I just remember being in the ring with him. I'm like, man, that's kind of wild. The wrestling just incredible. But he is a guy. I'm always hoping for him to like be on the straight and narrow and get it together, because a lot of people
me
care
too.
about him. I could tell he's got a good heart.
Yeah.
And I really want to see him do well. And I think he has a lot to offer wrestling.
Right. I do too. And he, before he had his issues or whatever, he was a solid guy.
Yeah.
A pleasure in any locker room.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
All right, how about Lou Jacobs? Lou's been on the show. Him and his fiance didn't
Yeah.
get married yet, right?
I don't believe so.
I don't think so yet. Cindy and Lou.
Yeah. Lou is a guy that I ran into a bunch at the XWA Event Center.
Right.
And I wasn't aware of some of the things he could do in the ring, to be completely honest.
Right.
You see him, you're like, oh, he's going to be like this type of wrestler, and he's almost the opposite.
Yeah.
And I was impressed.
Yeah. I think he was trained by B-Boy. Or
Really?
was one of the guys that helped him
Yeah.
out a lot. Yeah, B-Boy.
I didn't know
yeah.
that.
Yeah, he's from
Yeah.
he was out in California
See, I
for a
didn't know
while.
any of
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah. How about this guy, H.C. Loke?
Man, H.C. Loke, I'm really happy with what he's been able to do coming into the upstate New York region, and then over the last couple of years being like a really good leader. He's a guy that's done so many different things from ECW. A lot of people aren't aware of all the things he did in Ring of Honor too.
Right. Oh, he did a lot.
His tag team run in Ring of Honor was
with Just Incredible too was part
Yes.
of that team.
yes, but a guy that like has so much knowledge, and a guy that's like gone out of his way to help me.
Right.
And his company Flex Wrestling that just started, that I wrestled Chael Connors at, I was so impressed. Like you look at different indie wrestling companies, and it's a mixed bag, but we had 400 plus people there. We had a giant video screen. We had great lighting. We had great matches. We killed it. And we had a lot of people that want to see us come back. And a lot of that is due to his effort, and I'm super appreciative of it.
And I mean, like you said, though, he's been around a couple of big companies.
Yes.
You know, I mean,
he knows what it
from the-
takes.
Yeah, he sure does. Smart guy.
Yes.
How about Lucas Chase?
I like Lucas Chase a lot, man. He's a guy I really thought I was going to dislike personally, because of how he. Again, I'm wrong on this a lot of the time. Like, my first impressions are, I have a really low batting average. Like, oh, this guy's going to be a jerk. Lucas Chase, like, me and him get along great.
Right.
We both have an appreciation of, like, old school wrestling. And he is always super solid with me, because he introduced me to Brian Solomon, who I'm a big fan of. I listen to his show all the time. And I got to meet him at Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And he was very cool to me. Gave me a shout out on his podcast, which I treasure. But Lucas Chase, he's a guy, again, he's like hard work personified.
Right.
He really is never afraid of putting his nose to the grindstone and getting things done and doing it what he has to make his way in wrestling. And I really respect that. And I really wish the best for him in terms of everything.
Nice. All right, how about the Batari?
Oh, it was super cool to be in the ring with them at Wrestling Open, because I had watched them for years in like all the different Pennsylvania promotions, and they wrestled myself and Blackstrom, who I got a lot of love for. I miss teaming up with that dude.
Yeah.
That guy was awesome. But getting to wrestle those two, I was like, man, this is weird. Like, those are just two paths I didn't think would intersect, but very cool guys, very easy to work with.
Right.
I didn't get to talk to them like a ton, because they were kind of in and out in terms of that show, but really cool to be able to mix it up with them.
Awesome. All right, how about another tag team? Waves and Curls.
Ah, man, I love. Talk about like, especially Trey, but like two super positive, like great guys to have around. Guys that got, in terms of the independents, as over as I've seen someone get over just organically on the independents. And I love the whole presentation.
Their entrance is freaking phenomenal.
They could just do an entrance and
Yeah.
and knock it out of the park, and the crowd would be happy.
Yeah.
But great dudes. Love having them around. Love seeing them in the locker room again. Like, really positive faces to see around.
Nice. Now, I think you worked this guy at least once at Wrestling Open. The one called Mandis.
I wrestled him once at Wrestling Open. Really really giving in the ring. Don't know him personally,
Right.
but like he's a guy that worked hard and made me look good in that match. Throws a hell of a lariat.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's like the last real cowboy in wrestling.
He is.
Seriously.
Yeah.
You know?
He is everything he says he is in
Yeah,
that
he
aspect.
is. How about Travis Huckabee?
Travis, man, I've been through a lot of different places with Travis. Like, we were both in a lot of different Pennsylvania-based promotions,
Right.
but we've had the most interaction at Pro Wrestling Grind, and he was my springboard into the main event scene at Pro Wrestling Grind because I was kind of floundering, and he was like the main bad guy, and I associated myself with him. I was basically his backup. I did the dirty work for him, and because he had done such an effective job at getting the fans to hate him, the fans were able to hate me. And he's another guy, and I mean this with the most respect, that I wish Travis knew how good Travis was, because Travis is an incredible professional wrestler.
Right.
And he brings something unique to the table, and he doesn't always see that about himself. And I hope that he does, because he is an asset to any card.
Nice. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of guys I'm definitely going to be checking out from after sitting down and talking with you. Another Green Mountain guy, Gabriel Sky.
Man, Gabriel Sky, he's an everywhere guy right now. Like, he can bring a bunch of different flavors to the table.
Nice.
He's a very good technical wrestler. The striking obviously stands out with him.
Right.
But some of the underground matches, like the more like street fight style matches, I'm tripping over my tongue in this
It's
interview.
all right, you're going fast.
Yeah, the more underground style matches he's been having in like the New York area. I just think it's so cool. It's very like, I'm gonna date myself by saying this, but it's very like grunge, very punk rock. Like, I love that. I think it's so cool. And he's garnered an audience through that specifically.
Right.
But one of the most talented guys I've ever been in the ring with. I got to wrestle him in a singles match for the Green Mountain Championship. And we were in a really tough position in terms of we both wrestled 3 matches that day.
So it's the finals of
Yeah.
that. Wow.
But man, if you guys out there don't know him, look him up for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Check out Gabriel Sky for sure. How about Garrett Holiday? You wrestled this guy quite a bit.
I've wrestled him a million times.
Yeah.
Again, another guy, he's very much in my inner circle outside of the ring. And
Now, he's a New York guy?
he's a New York guy.
Right.
He's out of the capital region, like Albany region.
Okay.
And man, he is someone that I would love to see branch out more in different places. Like he's gotten a couple shots here and there, but to his own admission, he doesn't put himself out there as much as he can. But
Right.
super
A
solid.
lot of guys don't.
Absolutely. And there are a lot of ways I limit myself by doing that too. So I'm not,
Right.
I'm not trying to be a hypocrite or anything.
No, I don't.
But it's one of those things where it's like, super solid pro, will do whatever you ask him. One of the nicest guys I've ever been around, would give you the shirt off of his back.
Right.
And I would love to see him do more.
Okay. I just want to point this out there because it's funny because earlier I said Dave Cole, right? But on this page I have Dave Cole's
Yes.
written down. So.
Yep.
All right. How about Owen Brody? Who's getting pretty well known in this area for
As
sure.
he should.
Yes.
As he should. I love seeing him get the adulation that he deserves because, again, I'll be fully honest, and I've told Owen this. I
Right.
walked in the ring with Owen Brody, and I'm like, man, because I'd never seen him wrestle before, but I read the book by its cover. I'm like, man, I'm going to have to do all the heavy lifting here.
Right.
It's going to be a lot of me. No, work super hard. And his improvisational
Right.
skills, which is a lost art in wrestling today, top notch.
Nice.
He knew what I was going to do before I knew what I was going to do. I could wrestle him every day of the week and be very happy. So props to Owen Brody for getting the run that he deserves right now, and I hope it gets even bigger.
I seen him on the sub. I used to do concessions for APW.
Yes.
And I seen him a lot there. Very, very talented kid. How about this guy, Diego Alvarez's sometimes tag team partner, Lex Lozano?
Not to make the obvious comparison, but I love like archetypes of a wrestler on a card, and he is very much Lex Luger archetype, but I think that adds to the card. He's very easy to identify, like, this is him, this is what he's all about.
Yep.
He does the moves. When you look at that guy, like, that guy should wrestle like this, this, and this. And he does, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
And he connects with the crowd super well.
he does.
Super charismatic guy, too.
Yeah, big time. All right, how about, I don't know if you really know, I know you were at a battle royal with him, but AJP?
Yeah, I was in the Battle Royal with him at Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
Talented young
Yes.
kid, man.
Yes,
He's
very-
young, too, still. He's like
very
21,
talented.
22.
I want to see what he can do in the future
too.
because, like, I think he's worked because he could have wrestled back and, like, I'm going to wrestle for everyone, like, my dad is
Right.
in business with and just coast on that, but he does not. He has that chip on his shoulder, which I love about a person.
Right.
And he works really hard. And I think there will be a point to when he evolves to whatever the next thing is for him.
Yep.
That's going to be it, and he's going to take off and be everywhere.
I agree with that for sure. How about, Cash Money?
A little
Cash
bit.
Cucci, Davy Cash's son.
Okay. Yes. I've been on that.
18 years old, and kid's pretty damn good already.
He is.
Man.
I've been like, they're super new to me because I just haven't been in locker rooms with
Right,
them a
right,
ton.
right.
But I've seen them a lot on proving ground. And what I love about that kid, and I mentioned this with a couple other people, and I feel bad calling him a kid, but I feel
He is a kid. He's
He
only
is.
18, man, so don't worry about
it makes me feel like father time at this point. But that dude is a perfectionist. Like if he had the greatest match in the world, but he went over the top rope instead through the middle rope on his entrance, he's like, I should have gone through the middle rope on my entrance. And I think that's going to take him far. I just want to see him keep improving, keep working. But someone that young that's good, I didn't feel competent at wrestling until I was in my late 20s.
Oh, I
so when I
hear
see
ya.
someone 18, 19, 20 years old that's like got it to that level, very cool.
And he started to get booked at a lot of different places.
Yeah.
Places that his dad's not even on the show
Yes, and I
sometimes.
think that's
you know?
important.
It's very important.
Yeah.
And he's a epic talented kid.
Yes.
How about, I think they're a tag team. Jay Lyon and Midas Black.
The main event.
Yeah. Those guys, I only seen them work twice, but man, they're good.
They're incredible. Midas is training at the dungeon with Natty
Yeah.
in Florida,
Oh,
which
really?
is awesome. And he's making the most of it.
Yeah.
Both of those guys, I love their hustle. And it's not a hustle of pulling the wool over anyone's eyes, it's a hustle of going out, hitting the roads, and then making sure once there's a crack that they knock that door open.
Right.
I remember they first started wrestling where they really caught a foothold was a promotion I used to wrestle for, PPW out of the Hazleton, PA area.
Okay.
And they first started tagging there and getting their wheels under them. And to watch them grow into, when I think of the top tag teams on the independents right now, unsigned, never had a WWE run or anything.
Right.
I can't think of people to put above them. They're incredible. And they're always evolving their game. And then, again, two guys I always get along with every time I'm
Right.
near them. Always great in the locker room. So shout out to both of those guys. I really want, specifically, because me and him have talked about it a
Yeah.
bunch, I want to mix it up one-on-one with Lion.
Okay.
Me and Lion have talked about that. So anyone listening out there, if I get in the ring with Lion one-on-one, please make it happen.
Nice. I'm going to say this the next time, then I'm going back to tag teams because you brought up tag, you know what I mean? Like I brought up a tag team, but Steve Stetson.
Yeah. I've watched a lot of his journey too, because I remember when he was first starting out and he was Big Cal Stevens.
Yeah.
And I told him this too, so I hope I'm not betraying your trust, but he was a little rough around the edges. He had a lot of work to do just
Right.
on his game, but he works super hard and he is a top pro in the Northeast wherever he goes, and he has a well-earned confidence in
Right.
what he does in the ring, and I love what he's doing.
And I guess I was wrong. One called Mance isn't the last cowboy.
Yeah.
Steve Stetson's a cowboy too.
Maybe they got to settle that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good. Maybe they could make a bunch of cowboys get all together,
Oh,
you know?
no.
Make a
whole ranch.
stable. Yeah, why not? How about I noticed you wrestled one of the nicest guys ever in the wrestling business, Tommy Dreamer.
Oh, man. Again, a sweetheart of a guy. Everyone says it about him, but it's true.
He is.
Tommy is someone, ever since I asked him,
Yeah.
there was a card. I'm trying to remember what match it was, and I'm blanking. But I was on a card with Tommy. I asked him, like, hey, can you please watch my match? And he gave me a bunch of feedback on the match that was really helpful. And then I saw him months later.
Right.
And without asking, he watched my match and gave me feedback on the match and was very helpful.
Right.
And then I got to team up with him last year about 20 minutes from my house. And he was so cool to work with. He didn't just have like generic, like, oh, you did great stuff out there.
Right.
He was like, oh, since the last time you changed this and this about your gear, and I think that helps you, and that's really cool. I'm like, you noticed?
attention,
You don't have to
yeah.
notice anything. What
That's
a great guy to
pretty
work
awesome.
with. Shout out to Tommy, man.
Yeah, he was the perfect guy for that talent relations job that he had in the WWE, just because of the type of guy he is. He's just nice to everyone. It doesn't matter who you are.
And now he's doing that work with TNA, which is perfect.
Yeah, really is. Tommy's a hell of a guy. I'll tell you a little story afterwards, seriously, about him. You brought him up and you wrestled him in Alabama, Mad Dog Conley. Let's hear more about Mad Dog.
Mad Dog is an absolute force. He does about 4 or 5 moves, and that's all he needs. He's like they call him the Mad Dog, but he reminds me a lot of like that Buzz Sawyer. Like, he is tenacious. He gets after you. There's an intensity where, like, obviously a lot of us know each other outside of the ring, and I don't know him outside of the ring, but you see him maybe walking around, or you catch a glimpse of him walking to the back, and then he comes out to the curtain. He's a completely different dude. And I think there are a lot of people that do things similar to him, but no one does what he does to the level he does and quite like him. And I was super impressed with that dude. And now I see him picking up bookings all over the country. And
nice.
What a great guy to get it.
That's awesome. How about you tell me 3 top guys you'd like to wrestle? It's from the WWE now. 3 guys you would just...
Man, Aleister Black, I like his style. Is a lot of people have copied it, but it's completely unique to him. I would love to mix up with him. And then our presentations, there's a lot of crossover with what we do, and I think that's a match people would be interested in seeing. I've mentioned this before, but I'm going to mention him again. Carmelo Hayes, a lot of people out in this area know him as Christian Casanova. That's one that got away because I got in there with him. We did a 35-minute draw at the Bell Time Club in a storage unit in 2015 and never wrestled again.
Wow.
I would love to mix it up with him. And then, man, shooting for the moon, but I would love to get in there with Cody.
Right.
Cody, he's the top of the game right now, man. Him and Roman are like right there, and those are the 2 top guys, and those are the guys I'd like to mix up with. I'll throw an additional one in there too, even though I've already mentioned 4.
That's all right.
AJ Styles. I mentioned on the last episode when we were talking about Dijak, I did a seminar with AJ, and then 2CW had AJ on their cards all the time.
Right.
So I got to see AJ wrestle up close often, and man,
he's incredible.
I would love to figure out a position I could get into to be in the ring with him in a match.
Right. There was a match, an IWGP match that he had against Kevin Steen at a House of Hardcore show.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Incredible. And AJ is one of the nicest guys.
Yes.
You could tell he was all beat up, but I had my grandson with me, so I'm like, go over there. Can I have a quick picture? He's holding the belt. You can tell he's like exhausted, but he was nice enough to take the picture and not, be like mean about it, you know?
No, he's a cool guy.
Cool guy. I mean, he's talking about ending his career soon.
He says 2026 will be his last year.
I would hope to God WWE would find something for him.
I
really, really would.
He's earned whatever he gets.
Absolutely.
In terms of positive, yes.
Yeah. How about plug whatever you got coming up again?
Yeah. So everything I got coming up that I think you guys should check out: Pro Wrestling Grind, 2CW, Green Mountain Wrestling, especially their collaboration with GCW.
Oh, yeah.
Check out the guys from the Syracuse area. I come out here, I talked about them a lot, but I try to platform them. Don Freeze, David Coles, Corey Jackson, Ting Shi, and ISIS FX, who we spoke about. Those are all guys that have helped me, or I've gotten the opportunity to help them. Then everything else, I'm on my socials all the time. Mike Skyros on every platform, and I'm pretty consistent with what I put up there, so look me up.
Guys, it was a lot of fun. Mike, thanks, buddy.
Appreciate it, man.
Take care. Peace. Hi, guys. I hope you're enjoying the show. Listen, I could use a little help to grow my YouTube channel. So if you could please like, share, and subscribe. That's most importantly, subscribe. Send me a direct message, and I'll give you a shout out here on the show. My YouTube channel is real simple. It's just my name, Leo Connors. Thanks in advance. Peace.